is whether this thing is strengthened by delirium. That being said, so was Oscar, but that much delirium at one time kind of messed him up. There are a few of these wretches up on the balcony, and Crowley got a little singed when he went near the edge of the balcony, but I'm thinking as long as we stay up on that balcony, we could kill 3 wretches.
Is it because Crowley
like
is he... We had the aqua delirium, though. Do you think that will make a difference?
The aqua delirium or the aqua...
Or sorry, aqua exposure.
It might.
What do we know about the ritual? I'm gonna contact Ulrich. What do we know about the, like, do we need the throne? Because if we need to clear the throne, there's something in the way.
Eldrick replies and says, in order to use the power of the castle, we need the crown, the throne, and the seals.
Okay, well, we
The crown.
We found it.
we found the crown and the throne. I wish that I could show you. Is there any way that you can, like, look through my eyes? I don't know how
No,
much...
but you can describe what you saw.
All right. Let me paint you a word picture.
He's getting better. He's getting better at telling the story.
All right. Eldrick,
It was
imagine
this big.
Imagine a throne room, but imagine it made of flesh with chains holding up body parts, and there's a brain, and it has a crown on it, and there's a big maw spitting out demons.
A lot of
and-
inside parts are outside right now.
Yeah, picture like the largest human amount of flesh you've ever seen, and then turn it inside out and make it even scarier. What do you suggest?
Is there a pentagram in the room?
Yes.
I'm nodding, but like, you can't see me.
Yeah, we are.
Veo nods.
creature
Probably.
is a legendary being. A creature formed only around a place where where there is a rift between worlds. It is a conduit by which beings from realms of chaos untold can enter our world. It is quite literally a cancer, a planar cancer that infects our world.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm kind of worried that I'm not going to like the answer. Do you foresee this as we need to deal with this before we bring everybody in, or is this we can all together deal with it at once?
The 3 of you are strong of body, will, and mind. This being that you approach,
What the hell happened here?
and you could become a slavering monstrosity in minutes, being even exposed to it. It must be destroyed, but the cost could be very high. It could turn any of you into an idiot, a slathering beast, a monster. It is literally a cancerous womb upon which demons are birthed.
My father has been fighting this thing for 15 years on his own. Guys, we can take it.
Any tips, Eldrick, for how to survive this one if you're about to send us into what could be our death?
We could maybe
Do you have
regroup.
your greatest spells and defenses prepared?
I used them all to get here.
Can I be completely honest with you, Sebastian?
Yes.
If you do not have your greatest tools at your disposal, you may not survive.
So rest first.
Guys, I think,
We build a tiny hut.
no, I think we can take this. But I think maybe it's time to go back to Ackerman Mill.
And tell them what we've discovered.
Yes, I think we've cleared a way to the throne room. We might have to come back here and deal with this before we do the final push, but
We'll
I
need
mean,
everyone's help.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I also want to say goodbye to my family before I, you know.
Walk into your demise.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah,
Yeah,
that.
we were all thinking it, and you thought it too. Can read your thoughts.
Cause I don't know, guys. This is it, and we got to do what has to be done.
We have to take this on, but I agree. We need to be at our best.
I think I could use a little sleep.
Maybe one more sleep.
If we're at the Stewart's Tower, is that above the haze or is it in the haze?
You cannot rest. You
Anywhere.
cannot take a long rest anywhere within Castle Bracken because
Alright.
of the effects of the haze.
We have to get out of here.
Okay,
Maybe pick up some more Expergio.
Eldrick, we're coming home, and we'll brief you on everything we've discovered.
Very well. You've seen the depths and the heights of Castle Bracken. If you're... I hope that you just have the strength to make it back.
I can do that. I guarantee it. That's
you
a
guys even
promise.
looked out that window?
Yeah. Oh, what?
Guys.
Why? What's? I don't understand. It's just French doors.
Guys, I can outfly a dragon.
Yeah.
I don't know, sure. What's the worst that could happen?
No, not. Stop saying that. That was you went from super confident to I don't know, and then what's the worst that could happen?
What's the worst that could happen is what I say when I am
So-
trying to pump myself up to imagine that I'll do better than die. I have survived this long with my horrible mistakes. I'm going to get us out of here.
Okay.
Now, based on what I know, if we went back to the bottom of the Stewart's Tower, is there a way out from there, or does that secret passage just connect to it?
So you know the passageway that leads back to the Steward's Tower, and from the Steward's Tower you could exit. Yes, like the Steward's Tower has an exit on the ground level that leads into the courtyard, and then from the court, like normally you would just walk out the courtyard, walk out the gates, and walk out the gates again. But there's a dragon and a giant minotaur that live in the courtyard.
Well, I say we walk out onto that balcony. I turn into a giant eagle. And we fly. The dragon is a construct. We have potentially
We have badges.
a chance of controlling it.
Is it looking for us?
Probably, but
Just peek outside. Just one more peek. Just take a peek.
you know what? Okay, and
Okay.
my eyes roll back again, and Crowley flies out onto the balcony. to
I
look.
do like what you would do to like let like an animal out. Like I just open the door a little bit and then close it right behind him.
Looking out with Crowley onto the courtyard, you don't see the dragon flying around anymore until you look back, and it's perching back on top of the tower stair.
like the tallest tower.
Yes.
So it's far away.
No, it's literally on the tower that's connected to the building that you're in.
Yeah, but that's like 100 feet, right? That gives us 100 feet.
100 feet up, so it would be able to dive.
Okay.
If we moved our way along the building to the furthest
It is immobile up there.
balcony,
I can do it.
You wanna
well,
why don't we go from the Steward's
what-
Tower?
Because if we go from the... that's such a long walk.
because the Stewart's Tower is further out
Yes.
compared to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go back to my dad's tower.
All right.
I think that should be good.
I had a lot of faith in my flying ability.
Is there any other dragons perched up, or are they all perched where they
They've
were
all
before?
returned to their perch.
Stewart's Tower.
Okay,
Let's go
but
back to my
guys,
house.
we need to remember, because when we fly in here, we should try to get to either this balcony or maybe one of the balconies on this level.
He hasn't made a box for glass yet.
I don't want to... What
But if
happens-
the dragons wake up, we'd be closer to the dragons, whereas the Stewart's Tower, we can at least go down.
Once we have the throne, those dragons are our friends. So we can just manipulate them now with our badges.
As long as we don't have to fight 5 of them again.
We never had to fight 5 of
I
them.
had to run away from 5.
Okay, I told you that I would get us to the throne room. And I did.
You did. It's true.
Gotta have some faith. My name's Sebastian Crow.
Now
I'm
we
a
gotta
shadow
get home.
sorcerer.
Now we need to get home.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's go back to
So
the
let's-
steward's tower,
yeah.
and we can do eagle fly out of there because he's
Okay.
kind of waiting. It sounds like he knows. Like I think he knows that we're in here
How would he know?
because he's a dragon.
He lost us when we, you know.
All right.
I mean,
I want to head
goo
back
just
through the
melted
kitchen.
into
personally.
the floor again. Like,
All right.
I don't.
Can you let Crowley back in?
He's like fluttering against the. Like, I let him in.
Flies back to my shoulder. Okay, guys, let's go.
All right, and then I start to rush towards the stairs and
Okay.
leg day
You're heading down the stairs to the ground level, back to the stewards. Okay.
through the wine.
All of you can
cellar.
roll me a d6, please.
What's the worst that could happen?
It's 5, so it's not.
5.
3.
Okay.
No triple ones this time.
Okay. The three of you head down the stairs. Are you taking the tower stairs or are you taking the smaller stair?
Vale, what's more inconspicuous?
Smaller stair.
Okay.
You take the small stairs down, which lead all the way down to the kitchens again, where the remains of your previous battle are still bleeding out. Heading through the chambers and back towards the wine cellar. As you pass by, one of the crystalline eyes opens back up and it winks back at you, Vale.
I go up to it and I like kneel down and I say, "We found what we needed to. We're coming back soon to save you. Blink once if you understand."
It blinks once.
I got this. I can communicate with my dad's magical eye. All right.
You're doing great.
Yes.
You got this.
Love you, Dad. I'll be back. Blink once if you love me too.
It blinks. And you hear almost a bit of this raspy whisper down the hall. That just it just sounds like a bluster of wind going down the hallway. But it almost sounds like your name is being said.
It's suddenly got windy in here.
Yeah, did you hear that?
Nope. Just wind.
And I point to the eye again and it's like, "Don't make this hard. I am coming back for you. Don't worry. I know where you are now. And we're bringing back up." And I like stand up and I'm like trying not to cry. I'm like, "Be strong." And I like very stiffly like start to move towards the door.
Did the wind just say veal?
Yeah.
They
You said Deo. You said day. You said day.
guys, don't mock my father.
No, we're just what? We just heard.
I
it
heard
something.
something on the wind.
As you head back out towards the wine cellar, one more, as you are stepping in, one of the bottles of wine pops open, and the wine spills out on the floor. And it says, the words spill out, "The seals bring to me. To me."
You want the seals.
Well, I guess we have to kill a monster in the basement first.
Darn it. Okay, we can do it. Or we can just bring them the seals.
Do we need the people with the seals though?
Oh yeah.
We need to. Okay, we'll relay that information as well and come up with a plan. Mr. Veo, we'll be back.
Wine moves around and it says, and the wine says, "No, no, no kings, no kings." And it's set and spilling around once more. That's only death. The words swirl. The crown is a curse.
What?
Okay, guys, I'm gonna throw something out there that everybody's gonna hate. What if this is the Queen of Thieves messing with us?
Oh,
What if it's not
no.
Veil's? Okay. Are there any eyeballs around?
No.
Can we go back to one of the eyeballs?
I think you should.
Just me? We're not gonna go together?
Okay, we'll go together. We need confirmation. I don't trust anything but the eyeballs.
Okay, I go back to the eyeball, and I say, "Okay, I'm back. I didn't really leave, but I'm back. Was that your message? Blink once for yes."
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Let's get out of here.
Cool.
Thanks. Yep.
I mean,
Thanks, Mr. Eyeball Man.
there's other people who can communicate through wine, so it's not really the most secure channel.
Wine is not the most secure communication channel. It's highly unreliable.
I just don't trust anything right now because I know the Queen of Thieves wants to make a play for something, and I just thought getting us here alone with all the badges and not going for the crown could have been like a play. So
No, that's
sorry for
smart.
my caution,
No, it's
Smart.
okay.
but let's get the heck out of here.
Well, I go back to the wine and I say, "Are we still channel 1? Yeah, on the wine."
Wine says yes.
Okay, good. I say, "What curse?" Is from delirium, not from the crown.
The wine kind of spills around and says, "No,
Never be easy, can it? It can't just be like get the crown, sit in the throne, save Drakenheim. It's
Always like a prophecy or like a demon brother.
And I go back to the wine and I say, "There are people that are not going to like this. How can I convince them?" Okay, we'll figure out something. It's fine.
we have to.
Thank you for the heads up, Dad. It's nice chatting with you. It's been a while. Okay,
That was
guys.
a little hard."
Oh, I am going to save you. Don't drink
Okay.
my dad. You know why?
As you head back down the passage towards the steward's tower, to the basement of the steward's tower, and you, are you gonna try and fly out?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's go to the top of the stairs and peek at the balcony.
Okay, we'll see if you escape after the break. And we are back from our break.
Before we jump back in, I want to give a big shout out to Tabletop Audio for always providing our ambient music. It's a great way to elevate your game at home. Check it out. It is free. Tabletopaudio.com. Using it since day one.
Of course, don't forget to take a look at the links below for our Teespring store, where you can check out all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes merch, or you can check out the link bit.ly/Dungeon Dudes merch.
If you're enjoying the stream and you want to support our work, don't forget to check us out on Patreon. You can find out how by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. We also have a phenomenal Discord community, which is exclusive to our patrons, where you can come and chat with us about all things Drakenheim, all things D&D, and really anything else that you feel like talking to us about. There's a lot of great people on there and a lot of great conversations.
With that, let us return to the ruins. You're in the steward's tower. How are you in this cage?
You guys want me to? Okay, if we can crawl out, I guess we can walk onto the balcony,
Yeah.
and I turn into a giant eagle, and we just get out of here as fast as possible.
Okay.
How big is the doorway to the balcony? Do you turn into a giant eagle here and do like a little like bird shuffle?
I am a large beast.
Bird shuffle
Or should we like jump off the ledge and have you polymorph midair?
for the cool factor?
Yeah.
Oh, Bayo's talking my language.
If we fall, it's fine.
I mean, if you guys think it would be faster, we can literally just burst through these doors. Jump.
Yeah.
I want to ride you out as a human.
I
I want
can't.
you to piggyback me.
I can't carry you. You are wearing a lot of armor.
What's the point? Okay, what if I carry you, and then when you turn into the eagle, Sebastian, you
Just like put your hand on my shoulder
Yeah.
and we'll jump,
That's what I'm gonna do.
and then I'm gonna bird.
Yeah, but I was trying to elevate it. If we're already gonna start
So
exploring
you,
the jumping
you
thing.
hold on around Sebastian's neck, and I'll hold on around your neck, and we'll jump. You know, like skydivers. I mean, what's skydiving?
What's
Feather falling. You
skydiving?
know, like feather fallers. That
Feather
like,
fallers, yeah.
Yeah, you need like someone's help if they're doing it.
So what are you gonna do?
We're standing outside the doors to the balcony, and it sounds like we are going to burst through the doors, jump off the balcony, and I'm going to turn into a giant eagle.
Okay.
So,
I mean, we don't have to do it in the air though.
I mean,
'Cause I feel
we
like
could do it in the air.
that's just.
What if, like, somehow there's like an anti-magic field all of a sudden, or like this is Castle Draken.
Listen, if there's an, I have my hook shot.
Okay, guys, you
Trust
ready?
guys.
We're
Let's
doing
do
it. We're doing
All right,
it.
cool.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
There's a crash. You leap out off the balcony as Sebastian turns into a majestic giant eagle, and the two of you land on his back. You are flying. Since you are leaping off the balcony, as if you were, and this tower is on the outer walls of the castle. If you fly north, you're just clear immediately.
Yeah.
I fly north.
Okay. All of you roll a d6.
Triple ones.
2.
3.
6.
As you run, there is a roar and bolts of lightning as the dragon on the tower flaps its wings, but does not pursue you.
We'll be back.
I turn around and I flip him the bird. See what I did there?
There it is.
Yay.
Shake your tail feather.
Claw with your claw.
My wing just kind of does like a little ha, and then I soar off
I feel like as you do that, we're
towards
like,
Eckerman Mill.
I almost fall.
we veer off a little bit. All
Many
right.
banks.
I am sad that I am leaving my father still fighting in the tower.
We'll be back.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. With that, you fly across the city and back to the Eckerman Mill.
Yes.
Should we purge on the way?
You bird purge and we regular purge
Yes.
off your back.
I'm aiming for like the rats below
Yeah.
in the city.
No, they'll just feed on it.
Oh. True.
Well, it's a gross sight, but yes, we purge on the way, and then we land at Eckerman Mill.
Okay. It is late in the evening by the time you return, and the guards on patrol welcome you back. There is immediately a flurry of activity as you return, and people want to attend to you. Who do you want to talk to, and what do you want to do?
We need to do the council again.
Yeah, we need to rest too, though.
Can we like? I don't know if there's a few people I've been meaning to talk to, but maybe I should talk to them before we set out again. Maybe the council's most important first, to let everybody know what's up, and then afterwards we can break and talk to those that we need to talk to before we
Sleep.
go back to the castle after we sleep. Yeah,
So sleep last, talk to people first.
yeah. Leave first thing in the morning.
Okay. I gather my soldiers around and say, "Is Eric arrived?"
They reply and say, "We expect him in the morning."
Okay. Where's the kitchen?
There's a camp where they're making all the food.
Where's the stew? I make my way over.
Are we gathering the main people together, or should we?
Bring them to the stew.
Okay. I go to Eldrick.
Meet at the stew.
And I'm like, we're meeting in the kitchen. We're going to eat and rest, but we have some things to talk about. If you could get some people together.
Absolutely. We'll gather everyone together. It sounds like you've discovered much.
Sure have.
A lot of discoveries today. A lot of firsts.
I really need to eat my feelings right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we gather everybody around as we kind of sit there with blankets on, eating stew. And we, first of all, tell them the tale of everything that went on inside the castle.
Are you telling them absolutely everything, or is there any details that you want to withhold?
Ooh. Because this is where the Queen of Thieves comes in.
Well, can we make sure there's a...
Yeah, I first, actually, before I start telling the story, I ask Eldrick, I'm like, Eldrick, this place is warded off.
It is indeed.
Um,
I've been placing the wards in place every day.
and
To
there's
ensure
been
that we're
no
protected.
funny business here at the camp regarding...
Beyond the worsening of Queen Lenore's condition, there has been, and what we suspect might be some people watching us from afar, nothing.
Okay. I'm going to... I'll decide this in a moment, but I'm going to tell them everything about... I mean, are you guys okay if I tell them everything about what we found in the basement? Everything except the last thing that your father said to us before we left. I think I'm open to tell them everything except what the wine told us.
Yeah. I don't know. Pluto?
Yeah, I have no. I don't know if I have any stake in it, so I think it's important that
Okay.
same page.
We tell everybody everything except the last bit that Veo's dad told us, and I'm going to leave that to Veo to tell what she wants to. So as I tell them about the basement, the horrifying monster, I tell them about the eyes, the minotaurs, the demon statue that isn't Orcus, the fleshy monstrosities, and the throne room and what the throne room looks like.
The dragon. There's
the
a
dragon,
the Minotaur sleeping in the
in the courtyard.
Courtyard.
And then I tell them
You
about...
tell the tale. Many are shaking their heads. Saul Jackson crosses his arms and just like he's got a brooding, furrowed brow as he listens to the details that you describe. And you could hear a pin drop in the room as you describe the horrors that you saw in Castle Dragon.
I get to the point in the story where we were just leaving and the wine happened, and then I turned to Veo and I'm like, is there any details you wish to add to this tale?
I know that going back, we need to go back one more time. I think it's too dangerous for us to go together. But I think to defeat whatever happened in the throne room, we're gonna need the seals.
So, Eldrick asks, so are you asking us all to come with you?
I don't think it's safe for everyone.
Who do you want to leave behind?
I grab Pluto and I pull him back. We were told not to bring them. We were told just to bring the seals. Do you think that's a bad idea?
Yes.
I shove Pluto up and I grab Veo and I pull her back.
She's like, one moment, please.
Veo, Pluto thinks it's a bad idea that we leave them all behind. What do you think?
I don't know what to think, but my father says we need to bring the seals. He didn't say we... And just to make sure, he said not to bring...
No kings.
No kings, but he didn't say that we couldn't bring
Reinforcements.
the people
But
who
at
are
the
holding the seals.
At the same time, I mean...
All the councils were like, we just need like a huddle. We need like
Pluto,
a
distract
5-minute
them.
huddle.
We're having a conversation.
Play charades.
And I go into great detail as how I decapitated a lobster monster.
As he's describing that, me and Veo
It
are
was
having
so
a brief
big.
aside.
It had claws.
I think what my father was saying is not that we can't bring people. We need the seals, but I think George needs to stay behind.
At the same time, I think that the people that we've gathered here are some of the most important people in all of Drakenheim, and as much as I hate to admit it, and I'll never say this out loud to any of them, they're more important than us.
And it was really red.
We're
That's true.
expendable.
We are.
If I die, there can be a new Archmage. River can take that up for Drakenheim. If you die, we can default to Ansem or Petra being the Lord Commander. If Pluto dies, we still have George for the throne. I think us going in on a suicide mission...
I'm not against that. How are we going to get the seals? We need the seals if we're going to do this.
We need to maybe tell them the truth? I know that's not in my vocabulary usually, but I don't know. I feel like I'm over lying.
Okay.
But Veo, you're my best friend, and I'm gonna trust you. Whatever you think we need to do.
And it's spoken abyssal.
People are holding on to Pluto's words as the two of you confer to the side.
Whatever you think is right, I'm going to save your father with you. Whatever it takes.
I trust that my father has the most knowledge about what needs to be done. He's not in the mood for figuring out who's going to own and rule Drakenheim after. He just wants to save it now. And I think if he's telling us we need the seals to him, we need the seals to him.
Okay. We'll go back there and I'll let you tell them what you think is right, and we'll follow your lead.
Okay.
And we step back.
As Pluto's finishing,
And then I was yelling a bunch of stuff, but I don't think anyone heard me because I said all this cool stuff, and like no one really acknowledged it, which kind of bummed me out. But it was dead anyways, and that's how I killed it.
And all of that was true.
Thanks, Veo.
I was there. I don't know what he said. Okay. So my father has been in the castle this whole time, fighting what is in the throne room. The last message he sent us before we left was that no kings should come to Drakenheim in the castle, but we need the seals to get to him. And I think what he's been fighting all these years, he is the best authority on how we can defeat it. And if he's saying we need the seals to get to him, I think that's our next move.
Saul Jackson speaks up. So you're saying, girl, that instead of us destroying that monstrosity on the throne, clearing the way, and putting my grandson up on the throne, and letting him do what must be done, investing him with the power of the seals, that you want to bring these to your father, the former steward, and what? What is he going to do next?
Sir Jackson, if you could refer to her as Lord Commander, that would be more appropriate.
Thank you, Sebastian. What I'm saying is my father said that there is no difference between the madness of delirium and the crown. Putting your grandson on the throne, from what my father, I gather what he says, is going to do more harm to him than good. More harm to Drakenheim than good. And until we can figure out how we can restore a king to the throne, I don't want to put your grandson's life at risk. But I do know that we need to defeat what is on the throne.
I just had a thought. The Queen of Thieves wants to take the throne. If we free Veo's father, defeat the monster that's under there, and bring the seals to him, he's more knowledgeable than anybody else about what's going on in the castle. He's been there for 15 years. If what he says is true, and all that he's really been able to tell us is that the crown is a curse, and there's no difference between the delirium and the throne. The Queen of Thieves wants to make a play for the throne. If the throne and the crown are a curse, then maybe letting her make her play and taking the throne is the right move and seeing what it does to her. Almost like a guinea pig. It's a risk.
That's a tremendous risk, says Eldrick. A tremendous risk indeed. Who knows what could happen? What you describe in that room, the contamination, the corruption, are things only spoken of in the grimmest legends. Tales of demonic encroachment, infestations from other worlds, beings of chaos and madness trying to find a foothold in our world. And the fact that this creature has entwined itself around the throne, the crown, and perhaps even what remains of the king means that whatever connections it has woven, we will not know the full extent of those until it is destroyed and we can study it.
I think our first move is to learn what we can from Veo's dad, which means that we should listen to him at least to the point where we can help him.
I must simply reiterate the original stance of the Amethyst Academy with regards to the city of Drakenheim, and state that this is a fallen city, and the restoration of the crown and this castle could never occur here. The extent of this corruption is unfathomable, and even if you destroy these creatures, it could be years of work before we have unraveled the magic that they have wrought here. We have no way of knowing whether anything that you do is safe.
I don't disagree. This isn't about Drakenheim anymore. This is about Westamar, or even further. This could be about the whole world. I think stopping what's happening in Castle Draken, it's not just for us here. It's for everyone.
It's true, but what if there was a way to capture this creature? What if there was a way to bend it to our own will or study it in some way? We could actually find out where it came from, why it's here. The Silver Order jumps to conclusions. They destroy things without thinking. They do not know where it came from. They don't seek the answers. And as such, they are always fighting battles.
Eldrick, you've read a lot of stories, a lot of scary monsters. But you've told me yourself that you've never been out in the battlefield. You're not a battlefield mage. You don't go into combat. You have no idea the things that we just saw in that castle, what was in that throne room. I can describe it 100 times to you, but you have no idea what it was like to look at that thing. I don't think it's a smart idea to let it keep existing. I think that for the good of this realm, for the good of everyone, we need to do everything we can to destroy what is happening in that castle.
I must agree with you that that creature, whatever it is a cancer and it must be removed. But from my perspective, I do not know if we have enough information to act and to bring George, or even to bring the seals of the city all in one place, all together, and potentially, if you go in there, the three of you, with all the seals of the city, and die, where does that leave us?
Then the queen has them.
There's a spell on the underside of these seals that the Queen of Thieves has put into place that if they were to be left somewhere, then they would teleport back. Is there any way that you and River can spend the night reconfiguring these spells so that if the three of us die, these return here?
We would need the original gem that they're bound to do that.
The Queen of Thieves. She needs someone else to have these. It is in her best interest not to hold them for herself.
Mm-hmm.
We've already done the legwork to find the people. If the 3 of us die, well, she can find 3 more.
Very well.
Veo, can I talk to you privately?
Let me tell you all the story of the time I saw a crazy king beholder.
Veo,
Yes.
I trust your dad means well. But as I look upon Queen Lenore, and I think back to the corruption that sought through her from merely being in the presence of the gardens of Drakenheim, I don't want your judgment clouded by something that could be nefarious running through him.
I've thought of this, Pluto. I thought what could have happened to his mind in there. He could have done so many other things when I saw him if it wasn't him. I think what he's asking is true.
So he's not trying to get us to bring all the seals to him.
I don't see why
For an
he
evil
would.
purpose.
Unless he's... No.
Okay.
And I was invisible, but I hid on the stairs, and Veo did most of the work. And I didn't really see much because I was cowering. I mean, I was bravely observing and keeping an eye on danger. And that's how we got out of there.
It's all true. What he said.
Thank you, Pluto.
Well,
Should have asked my dad more questions while we were there. Well, we... Question is, do we need all the seals?
He said we did.
We don't have one of them.
The crown?
No. The ring.
That wasn't a seal, was it?
The rings are issued to the members of the royal family, but they're not part of the small council seals.
Okay.
We have them.
We
all.
don't need that. But I thought that's what the Queen of Thieves had. Kept
Yeah,
on
she
to
just stole my nice ring.
it.
You're right.
I mean, it
Okay.
wasn't mine, really. It was Queen Lenore's. I was safe keeping it until such a time that I felt like giving it back, but I lost it before then, so, what do you guys think?
I'm just trying to think out what the play is, because we could all go in without George, kill the monstrosity that is guarding your father, and present him with the seals. We could blow up the throne room thing. I don't know how to describe it.
Blow it up.
Like, or kill it. We could study it. That's Ulrich, like Ulrich,
Eldrick.
These. Everyone wants to study these things. These aren't like bugs you can take home. We really need to kill it. but-
I'm not studying anything in that castle. That castle needs to...
and we can put George where he belongs. Like, I have to align with my father in some way. Like, why deviate from the plan? We knew what we wanted to do. We knew we had a mission to get in there. We learned what we needed to learn. We can now go do what we were set out to do.
I just wonder why. Why would my father tell me that it's dangerous to have a king if there's not some value to his words?
And that's why I really do have to trust, if you trust him. But I know what I've seen with Queen Lenore, and the way we don't know how connected he is to this throne room abomination. What if this corruption is seeking in and he may not be speaking as himself?
How are we going to know that?
We only know it by maybe just killing that thing.
But if we go in there and kill the thing and have all the seals with us, we can... I mean, what's a statue going to do to us? There's always a way out.
we could that's why I think we could bring the council.
I just don't want any of them to die because we thought it was a good idea to go back into the castle.
I'm wondering maybe, should we go back in, take care of what's in the basement, and
then
have
bring
more
the council there.
and have more conversations with my father and bring the council.
That's an idea.
It's a way that we're not rushing in, because I see the value in what you said, Pluto. Like, my father's mind has been part of this, but he's been fighting. He's been fighting this whole time, and I can't not do everything in my power to try to save him. But I also know that things may not be what they seem.
And so the other option is killing that throne room mumbo jumbo, Mr. Inside Out, and that could also free your father.
I think we need more information about what information my father has about this thing.
We are still on an intel mission, and I think that gaining intel about what we're about to face before we go into that throne room is scary. And I think our best bet is to learn everything we can before we go barging in there trying to blow things up.
There's other parts to Castle Draken. Veo, is there anywhere you would go when the city was bustling to learn about these types of, what did they say? Like 2 lines of evil have passed. It's like a channel from another world. Like, where would that information be held?
I didn't really study much.
The libraries of the Amethyst Academy?
Yeah.
There are resources that we could consult, and I could confer with others of the Academy to see if we can find out anything about this creature, what weaknesses it might have, what preparations we can put in place, or what protections might be necessary.
I say that we free up the basement while we gain intel, while Eldrick gains intel with the rest of the mages.
If we can get that thing off your dad's back, Veo, I think that would open up a whole world of possibilities.
Yeah.
Jupiter Jones speaks up for a moment. As far as I can see, there are 4 terrible, awful, no-good monsters living in that castle. That horrible mass of wriggling eyes and heads down in the basement. That horrible mass of cancerous flesh and tentacles up in the throne room. That horrible gigantic minotaur in the courtyard. And that horrible mechanical monstrosity that is that dragon. Why don't we just assemble our best and destroy them, and then we can plan out the next steps?
He's not wrong. Jupiter, thank you.
Jupiter, who would you want to take on?
Well,
Sorry.
I would take on all 4 of them at the same time. But of course, I would recognize that I'd be putting my allies at significant personal risk in the process of doing that, and I would want to make sure that they were signing up for the threat that they thought commensurate with their skills and abilities.
All right, Jupiter, let me rephrase the question. Which one would Lem want to take on, do you think?
Lem would be destroyed instantly by any
Hello, Blob.
How about your bodyguard?
I'm just trying to say, you know what?
Yeah, I read chat.
Eldrick, how much?
It's just 1 minute delay or something on YouTube, so.
To get anyone in for a significant group to get in and out. We have the resources now that we can make sure that you're protected in this way.
Guys, I kind of like this idea. Operation
Kill all the monsters.
Kill all the monsters. The 4. The core
Operation
4.
and the core 4.
Ooh.
Operation Anti-Pork Chop.
Yeah, no more running. We're tired of running.
More running. I start a chant.
I turned.
No more running.
No.
Simply
run.
put, it's also entirely possible, says Eldrick. Have you tried to control the dragon?
That's a theory that I
There
did bring
was
up.
5 of them coming towards us at the time, so.
Wow, det är norska. Hallå?
Possible use that as a resource.
Kill the
Is-
Minotaur.
Is there any way that if we combine
Oh,
powers combined,
Ja, ikke noe problem.
gain a better chance
Men
of
det er Specsdb Resource Pack, heter den vel.
You could also,
Samme som har vært på Java Edition i mange år.
there's other resources at our disposal that we could use.
Så hvor er han traderen? What?
We're not bombing some.
Der er traderen? Eller så feil?
Minotaur. We do it from the air.
Aldrich, what's if we bomb?
Det er jo det der. Nei, jeg må ha
What do we
krystaller eller
What's your
I would
Foreseeable.
suggest
emerald.
using the weaponry only as a last resort.
It's a big bomb.
It will render the castle very inhospitable, more so than it is already.
Yeah.
But that does remain as a possibility. We could simply destroy the castle.
Worst
We could
comes.
use the weapons at
comes
our
to
disposal
worst.
and destroy.
All right, guys, we're putting that as plan like D.
Okay, I think it's at least a plan C.
Okay, fine, plan C.
For
Eldrick,
no D for deconstruction.
what about this
Destruction.
idea behind these different demons that have taken over? So we met Orcus' brother. We
You
know Orc
mentioned his sister too, right?
and his sister, and we know that Orcus is in the city.
So many demons.
What do you know about demons?
Well, the presence of
Nei, det er en annen her som ikke selger.
to Sebastian's
Åh.
theory that
Og Blue Eyes.
be a conduit or a beacon or at the very least a catalyst that allows creatures from other planes to cross over into our world.
Hey guys, you think Orcus? No, that is.
Blue Eyes.
Of course,
Does that melt in a tropical zone?
beyond our world are worlds upon worlds.
Hva faen?
Some of the greatest archmages throughout our organization, Sebastian, have made attempts to catalog and describe and bring order to these worlds. Models like Great Wheel or the confluence of the spheres, all trying to explain this universe working in a clockwork order. Classifications of meaningless dichotomies like demons and devils, aberrations and more. Fiends of all kinds. These are only things that we have used in our studies to try to bring
I need
to what many feel is a fundamental
what you call it, soft silk touch.
cascade upon worlds upon worlds upon worlds. Any sort of gateway or passage. Well, think of it like this. Our world is like a home. It is our home. And there are walls and windows and doors. And we keep those walls and windows and doors shut for good reason. And if you leave them open,
Binding.
something may fly in. At what point does it matter whether it was a rodent, a bird, or an intruder? The window is open.
There's a window that's like jammed open in the castle.
And we need to shut it.
Maybe that's what your dad's saying. I
Okay,
know
well,
he's
shit.
Speaking in broken
Wine?
wine. But maybe
Hopefully,
noticing
yeah, I get silk touch. I'm not sure what Curse of Binding does, so.
safety of George, but there need not. He doesn't want a king anymore. There shouldn't be any king.
Ah, yes.
He's telling us that this
And it needs binding.
That's definitely what he's saying.
Mending, I mean.
Well, that's what I gathered. But how will others believe it if
Saul speaks up. My son, you know as well as I know that this world needs kings. It needs order. It needs rulers. It needs good government.
Dad, you're embarrassing me in front of my friends. You're going on one of your rants again.
Now, whether or not we have a
Okay,
king
now we can try.
throne wearing a crown of Drakenheim, frankly, to me, is irrelevant. We have a legitimate heir to this kingdom in George. And as far as I'm concerned, we will defend and protect that claim. This city and its seals, yes, represent the power of the throne. They certainly do. But we have everything we need to prove our claim already.
Yeah, I mean, you. As far as I'm concerned, the claim of whether you rule over the city, that's politics. I'm more concerned with the
Lord
fact that
Commander.
my father is in the castle suffering and is telling us that putting a physical person on that throne with that crown is
Lord
going to
Commander.
be more detriment.
You are telling me that your personal worries about the status of your father, which I grant you, I understand that you swore an oath to the crown. And your oath to my grandson means something.
It does. And I think putting him in danger so you can have political rule over this dying city.
I'm not suggesting that, with respect, Lord Commander. I am merely pointing out that this notion of no kings that your father is speaking of is a silly notion, and I won't buy into it. Perhaps he thinks that there should not be a king on the throne in that castle. Then fine, let's blow it up. We'll build a new castle, a better one, a Caspian castle.
Dad.
I'm fine with that.
I actually
As long as he sees.
am willing to possibly agree with that. That maybe our best bet is that we go in there on a mission not to reclaim the castle, but to save Veo's dad. And then we just try to get rid of every monstrosity in that castle, whether that means blowing it all up or otherwise. The problem is, the one other thing that we need to consider, that throne was going to give us control over the constructs of the city to deal with the ratlings.
Right.
That's our other problem. So, if we blow up the whole castle and every monstrosity inside, how do we deal with the ratlings?
This is true. We're caught. If we're going to deal with the ratlings, and at that, we have the Silver Order marching on us. It almost, Eldrick laughs, it almost makes me wish we had have thrown in with them.
Yep, well, it's a little late for that. And I mean, Eldrick, they would have burned all of our research and everything to the ground.
It's true.
Maybe we need to figure out while we're going in there to deal with Super Eyes. You need to find out more about closing this window, this doorway, because we don't even know if blowing it up is the same as closing it.
That's true.
It could burst something wide open bigger than, because it.
For that reason, I would be very careful about disrupting any of the delirium in that area. If you cause it to rupture, what is now just a crack could form into a true gateway.
Here's what I'm putting together. We're gonna go and try to save Veo's dad. We need to obtain the throne temporarily to rid the city of the rats.
We need to close that gateway from whatever other worlds are letting these creatures in.
And if we can hold off the creatures long enough to rid the city of the rats, then I say that we just get the hell out of that castle and blow it up.
If we can close the gateway, kill the monster that lives on the throne, save Veo's dad, and control a dragon. I think we're doing pretty good.
Indeed. Indeed.
So step one is we need to save Veo's dad.
And we can't do that with a floor of lava. So, Eldrick, do you have any, how can we make lava not so lava-y?
Can we fly?
I mean, it's not lava, it's delirium.
A delirium soup.
Well, we do have potions of flying that we could provide you with.
That could be helpful.
Only problem
But
is,
you say this creature has an ability to strip magic away.
so if it looks at us, we drop.
True. So maybe we greater invisibility potions?
Do you have any,
We have invisibility potions, but not greater ones.
do you have any, like, are you working on anything to turn delirium? Or what about Lucretia Mathias? Do you have any, can you turn delirium solid? Is there any way to, like, change the state of delirium? You did the gold thing.
I don't think she's
She
here.
did that. It was an us.
Lucretia's not here.
Oh, where is she?
She
again?
said she'd show up when she's needed.
Okay.
Somehow.
Great.
Magic.
We have another one of those. I will come to you. We need you now. Can you hear us? Hello?
You'll need to find some way to give purchase or a way to deal with that creature. I mean, can you surprise it? Destroy it as quickly as you possibly can? Before it turns its magic against you, turn all your power against it?
I'm hoping that it can't see through my darkness. In which case, we may have a harder time hitting it, but it's easier to aim at a ball of darkness floating around than it is for
Magical
it.
darkness?
Yeah.
We could also, and remember, do the triangle.
If we split up and surround it
It can only aim at one of us at a time.
with its main eye.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it does catch me, you guys realize how I'm like,
But if it's point at you, it's eating it from me and Veo,
okay.
and vice versa.
Its eyes can turn around.
Well, yeah, we're all going to be dealing with its turny eyes, but its main eye is the one that is anti-magic.
Can we blind it?
That's a great idea.
That's why I'm going to try to darkness it.
Can you? Yeah, let's throw stuff in its eyes. What annoys your eye? Everything, right? So let's just throw stuff at its eye.
Okay.
Like anything in your pockets. Just
I
throw.
think as well, there was plenty of pillars to hide around. Maybe we have to play that game. Maybe we have to play the Veo game.
I would love a.
If you have
potion of
a
flying.
way of flying, and this thing can strip magic from you, you just need to find some way to protect yourself if the magic fails you. If there are things to climb against, however horrific they sound.
Ew! I don't want to touch it, but I'll touch it for life. If it means not falling in delirium goo.
Myself and River will provide you with whatever resources we can, and we will arrange to get resources brought from the academy here for the morning. But you need to tell me what you need.
I think we should take those potions of flying.
Agreed.
Can we all we have one immovable rod. What are the chances that we can get 2 more? Or even 1 more?
They have one.
We have one that that we will give you.
Because I think that's a great. If it catches us, we click the rod.
Is it
Yeah.
magic?
The rod's magic, though.
Oh,
It falls in the goo.
I just hope that it worked by like. No, that makes no.
I look at my rangers and I
Alright.
say, how many climbing kits do we have?
We got lots, boss.
Eldrick, do you have any scrolls of or potions of climbing or anything?
We do, but again, they're magical.
Still magic.
Oh,
Y'all gonna have to use your
And you'll have to mix the 2
muscles.
potions.
I
Pluto.
also have my grapple.
Pluto, I'm tying myself to you.
What of this creature in the throne room?
Oh,
You said there was a
we're not there yet.
seal on the ground.
What if we break it? What if I... what if I use magic? Eh? Eh?
This creature that you... Unless you can study whatever is in that room, attempting to destroy it without knowing its nature could be a great risk.
This is why I'm hoping Veo's dad can tell us more information. But do you want... Are you asking me to physically get in there and put on the goggles and pull out my research kit and...
I'm simply saying that if it is, simply put, if it is creating an opening to another world, it stands to reason that that opening could go both ways.
Wait, what?
If we go through the opening, we might be able to find its source on the other side and close it?
Perhaps.
Are we going through a portal?
Guys, I think we're going through a portal.
To where?
Guess we'll find out. I need to talk to my family.
I'd like to at
Do you
least
want...
save my father first, if that's possible.
Do you want us to go to the castle and the three of us do that? Is that our next mission?
Looking around, the agreement is from the room. Saul speaks up. From what I can conclude, destroying those two creatures is of paramount importance to whatever plan we can come forth with. Once they are destroyed, we can confer properly with both the steward and assess what is going on in the throne room. Is that not correct, Eldrick? And to that, Eldrick nods, adding, if we can destroy these, we'll at least be able to have the right decision in front of us.
Well, Council, we've come a long way. Just a few months ago, you were calling us mercenaries. Now I guess you're putting the fate of this entire kingdom in our hands. I hope we come back. And I hope we're able to, remind you guys who we were fighting for all along.
Very well. I will contact the Academy and get the remaining preparations in place. I suggest you all rest and make your plans with each other. Jupiter Jones speaks up. Now, for myself, if you need another sword, another hand, is now the time? Or any of us come with you? We could help you now, or do you want us to come in with you later?
I was going to say if we can Aqua Expurgo the Caspians and the Hooded Lanterns, they might be able to make a push for the front gate against that giant Minotaur. They'd have to deal with a mechanical dragon as well.
I think they're just gonna die.
Yeah, I say we.
Sounds like suicide to me.
Yes.
If anything, I would
unless
bring
we have a
them-
means of getting everyone into the castle safely, a frontal attack against creatures like that, death.
I say we hold off and we go
Why
in
doesn't...
ourselves.
I mean, Jupiter could come with us.
Like we could
A
bring
fourth
Jupiter.
man is
Another
not...
clunk clunk.
Listen, Veo. More clunk-clunks going in opposite directions means less focus.
But we need him to be alive when we do this
So
opening.
this is what
he's
he's
a
asking.
seal bearer.
I grab Veo and I pull her aside.
And
grab
then
Pluto.
there was a huge explosion.
Jupiter, if he dies, he's just filling a spot. I know.
What?
He's filling a spot for a badge.
Guys,
He's earned his place
No.
for this
Okay,
badge.
wait, what badge does he have?
Pluto, come
No. What badge does he have?
Hey.
He is a warrior.
Hey.
He is a fighter above all else.
Hey, he's asked.
That's new music. Let's see, is there a chest for ice? Ice. Wood doesn't seem to be a chest for ice, so I will... Oh, it's short song. Oh well, it's a new song.
Who's keeping the council company?
I did forget about it.
I walk back up to the council and I'm just like, so you should hear
Look,
about all the
I'm
things
saying
that
is-
I've eaten since I've been living in
we need to, he's asking us if now is the time. Do you think we need his help to attack this monstrosity, or do we wait and use him for
Tuna.
Do you think we can handle it?
Abomination.
salmon,
the? I think.
knolls.
I don't think it hurts to have a fourth guy.
I mean, can you carry a fourth? On
No.
your eagle?
I can't.
Put
You're
salt
right.
on fish people. Not bad.
I love how each of you have distracted the council with your own little speech. The council's like, these asides are highly irregular, but they're entertaining.
Pluto,
Can we do it?
the three of us.
A classic Draken Force.
It's
All right.
always been.
And you do not want to know what Knowles tastes like.
It's gonna be until the end. You and me and Veo.
and Veo
For Veo
for Veo
and each other
and us and Veo
and us.
together
Always.
plus Veo.
Plus
Oh, that's a lot of fish.
Conclude.
Holy golden carrot.
Nothing beats the food of the academy, I'm gonna tell you. A hero's
It's a-
feast.
It's a grim conclusion.
But you can't eat it.
More of them disperse. Some of them check in with you for a moment, but with that, everyone goes their separate ways for the evening.
Oh, can I ask Eldrick and River for some help in preparation? Can they grant me blindness, deafness, and misty step?
Yep.
Back in my ring.
Oh yeah, I want to put stuff back in my ring. Oh.
I think I'm gonna put my own spells in my ring.
Yeah, and if you ever want to put spells in my ring, you just let me know, and I can have it ready for you.
I'm gonna like stock up on 2 5th level spells so that I just have extra
Okay.
5th level spells.
Anything else you'd like to have in your?
Plus, I have absorb elements.
I think
for
I'll
my-
get silence
Okay.
again, just to make sure. Yeah.
Before you all prepare to set out the next morning, is there anyone else you'd like to meet with or check in with?
I'd like to see my family.
Okay.
So we're having a long rest.
Okay, what do I need? More wood maybe? Torches.
I go to see the cook and I say, if I don't come back, you feed everyone to the best of your ability. You've done so well so far. Thank you for your service.
It's a standing order to feed everyone excessively.
Back to your post.
Where's my family at?
Your father's helping out at the camp blacksmith that's been set up. He's running it.
I kind of stand in the doorway to the smithing room. Where is it? A hut? A
Yeah,
tent?
it's completely outdoors with just a canvas strung over it.
I go to I walk up and he hasn't noticed me, and I go to try to look cool and lean against something, and then I knock a bunch of stuff over and I start picking it back up, and I stand up straight.
Hello, son.
Dad,
Things have gotten pretty grim, haven't they, boy?
so you've heard.
I mean, we've moved around so many times now. They say it's not safe for us back home in Emberwood. It's not safe in the city with all the rats. I really hope. And you've been out doing such madness.
Dad, I never wanted any of this. I never asked for this, but I was born with these powers, and all I've ever wanted to do was something good. And Dad, I messed up a lot. I messed up real bad. I think a lot of this is my fault. And I've been trying again and again to tell myself that it's not, that I've been doing good work here in Drakenheim.
Fint der, ja.
Because the city needed me.
Ikke ta noe derfra, da.
Part of me thinks that maybe everything would have been way calmer here. You could have forgotten about me. You could have had the family that you always wanted, and then I came back into your life, and now here we are. So, if there's one thing I can do, it's go back to that castle one last time
Where can I make this?
and try to end this. And Dad, I don't know if I'm coming back. But whatever it takes, I just want you to know that I tried my best to be somebody that you would be proud of.
You are. I'm disappointed that you didn't get to have a normal life. But I'm proud that you've been able to live a great one. All a parent wants for their child is for them to grow up, grow old, and be happy. And maybe you won't have those things. Maybe I won't see you have those things. But you weren't born for those things. I don't think they would have been enough for you. And instead, you've made your mark on the world in a different way. These people, they speak about you. They speak about the great things, terrible things too, that you've done, but great things. And I'm proud of you. You lived a life that I don't think I could ever understand. But I love you, boy. And I want you to come home.
I'll try my best.
He gives you a big hug.
I hug him back. It's a long hug.
Yeah.
Tell the rest of the family.
He turns around and he gives you, he says, I've never been one for magic, but I heard the tales of that creature. And he gives you an iron spike.
It's like a stick in the wall.
Oh,
It's funny, I don't use tools like this very often, but I'll...
You'll need this. And he gives you a hammer.
Oh. It'll be just like when I was a
And
kid and
this.
you were... Oh.
And there's a rope.
So many tools. Is this a climbing kit? You know, when I was a little kid and you were trying to teach me how to blacksmith and I just kept setting everything on fire. I remember you told me, damn it, Sebastian, you'll never be good with these tools. And now here we are, you're still giving me tools and hoping that I'll make do with them. So, if I don't come back, I just want you to know that it's enough to know that you're proud of me. And I want you to know that even though we didn't talk much for a long time, you're a really good dad.
Thank you. Thank you, my boy. I'm glad you've come home. And I really hope... I know you have to do what you have to do. But I'm proud to have been your father. And I think that I've made a lot of things in my life. But without a doubt, you're one of the finest things I've made.
Hopefully I'll see you again. And I flip my coat and my scarf billows in the wind as I walk away.
You see me come up and I'm like,
And as you start playing with my scarf, I like grab you and I pull you in and I just start hugging you really tight and like sobbing into, and like, yeah, it's a scene.
and I push you away slowly, like,
And I pull.
As you walk away and return to your tents, a voice calls out in the night. That was a very touching display. Ow! I'm sorry, it's not me. Same trick as before, so no funny business, okay?
what?
Who's there?
It's one of the hooded lanterns.
Leave my hooded lanterns alone!
Did you go in the castle?
Yep.
Did you see it? The thing?
Yep.
What happened? Did you see my brother?
What?
excuse us?
You see what happened to my brother?
Which one was your brother? Was he sitting on the throne?
No.
Was he in the basement?
He's prowling through the castle. Well, he's something else, I'll tell you that.
Is he the Minotaur?
Oh, was he a crab person? Because I'm really
No.
sorry.
I think there's a minotaur, not the big one, outside, but there's another in the halls, wearing black armor and carrying a flaming sword.
Okay,
And
wasn't
he's wearing my brother's ring. I think that's him. I think that's Leonard.
That's unfortunate.
That's my sister's husband.
The rightful heir to the throne of Castle Draken.
He gotta die. I say, regrettably. He's a minotaur. I kill minotaurs.
He could be turned into a Minotaur. He could probably be turned back.
Oh, are we just gonna play that game suddenly now?
No, we're
So
not.
you've been in there.
We're gonna try to turn.
You were in the castle.
Yeah.
We didn't see him.
Did you know about my father?
I didn't go down into the vaults. I was listening in on your little chat.
I thought we were Oh, you just walked in. I get it. You just strolled in
All
and
the
listened.
warning means nothing if she's standing beside us.
I think during my story I made eye contact with. Oh my god. Ah, plural.
Well, did you know he was in the
Gods.
castle, though?
Sorry, say that again?
Did you know he was in the castle?
Leonard?
No, my father.
I had a feeling. I felt a presence when I was around.
You know, you probably could have just like told me that he was there, and I would have tried to. Hey, lost
Wait,
your advantage.
She just admitted. Did we know this? That she was.
We know she went into the castle.
Yeah.
And that she left because it was too tough for her.
Yeah.
Sebastian, I want to make a deal.
I'm listening.
The first thing that I want is I want Mouse back. And we have one shot. You know what Eldrick was talking about with that rift.
Yeah. I'm going through.
We can tune it. We can go to where Mouse is and get her.
What about destroying the thing on the throne?
We'll have to. But in order to but we can control that rift. But the only way to do it, we'll need the power. I'll need to sit on the throne. If you want to do that. I'll sit on the throne. You go through the rift. Get Mouse. And we're even.
I'll get Mouse back. But once I'm back, you and Mouse leave and give up the throne to George. If that's what you want most in the world, is your sister back, I will go and I will get her. And I know you won't close that rift on me because you want her back as bad as I do. But in doing so, you have no claim to Drakenheim. You may rejoin the Amethyst Academy as my apprentice if you'd like. That was one is worth a shot. I thought I'd try.
You know, all that talk, all that magic, it's all through. Maybe it's true what Eldrick's saying. Maybe no one can ever sit on that throne. But that doesn't mean that no one will rule.
Cat, we have a ruler chosen. I'm telling you that I will get your sister back, but we go through with our plan for the ruler of Drakenhead.
All right.
All right? And then we're even.
Sure.
Sebastian, I know you want to get Mouse back, but this is getting too clouded with personal stakes. We need to stop this doorway, not try to control it.
He's only saying that to you because his personal stake isn't at risk.
You would be willing to give it all up
I'm not giving it all up.
on a chance to save someone that you lost?
As much as he cares for the two of you,
Ooh.
putting his nephew on the throne means that he has to kill your father and give up Mouse. He'll do it.
I don't think so.
Well, you know, you've been disappointed in people before. What's one more disappointment?
Pluto will always do the right thing.
Yeah? You're hearing that? She's not willing to... Her father has been sacrificing so much, but she's not willing to sacrifice him if it means restoring the throne.
Can we huddle? She's getting in her heads.
Pluto, I sentenced an innocent girl not to death, but to an eternity of torment and pain and
You did.
suffering.
You did. And how can you not make amends for that?
Cat, I'm talking to Pluto.
All right.
Cal, let me tell you about all the things I've eaten in Drakenheim since I've been here for 15 years.
All I'm saying is that it looks like the three of you all have a little bit of a personal stake in this.
Of course we do.
And as far as the way I see it, I don't think all three of you can get what you want out of this. So I'll let you sit on that one.
Does she leave after that?
Veo, tackle her.
No, there's no point. There's no point.
I can't tackle one of my people.
Guys, let's go to our tent. We need to talk.
With that,
Yeah.
even the Hoodlance was like, Lord Commander, oh, what am I doing here? I thought I was supposed to be on patrol.
Food coma. You go about your business. It's good.
He wakes up from a food coma.
It's all
It
good.
actually happens so often that your people are pretty used to it.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
fine.
guys.
It's fine. It's fine. You go off and find your post and bring me a snack.
Can we go into the tent? Have a little 15-minute chat?
Yes. Oh, yes. I have a question.
Are we in the tent now?
Are we walk into the tent as we're
I
walking
zip
through.
it. Is it a zipper or is it like a
I don't think
tie?
zippers exist.
It's a tie.
We tie it closed.
We tie it closed.
We have a lot of money right now.
This is how we're starting.
Can we just leave this place? The three of us, we abandon everything. We can just go start a new life.
I just keep forgetting to give it to the lieutenant.
Guys. Guys, we have some serious choices to make here.
Save my father.
Save Mouse.
Close
Put
a
George
portal.
on the throne.
Okay, wait, why
Save
is
my
saving
father.
your father more important than me saving Mouse?
Who's been holding up this whole city from destruction that we semi have caused to come back?
Technically,
Good
my
city.
plan was first, so I get dibs on George going on the throne.
Yo,
You
George
guys-
is fine going on the
Dibs?
throne.
You guys don't even recognize dibs?
Pluto. Pluto.
Yeah?
Pluto Jackson,
Hello?
I need you to look me in the eyes right now, okay? This isn't a decision that I can make lightly, and you have to understand that.
I do. It's just that this is like a hope and a folly. She's tricked you your whole life. Why would you just suddenly believe that she can bring Mouse back through
Because-
a doorway, through a castle that has been infected by delirium for the past 15 years?
Because Pluto, she cares about Mouse as much as I do.
But she doesn't care about Mouse more than she cares about taking the throne from you and you literally giving it to her.
Yeah.
A throne that we aren't even going to be using. A throne that we are going to be blowing up or something.
Physical throne.
It's a
She
physical throne.
is just
It's
gonna
not-
take the throne. You're gonna walk through a doorway into who what knows.
With you two.
Wh- that's I did
Pluto.
not say that I was
When-
going on a random
when-
errand mission to find this
When
girl
we
that
were
you banned.
talking to the council and we had our little aside and we put our hands on each other's shoulders and we said each other for each other until the end. Always for each other. Remember that? Do you remember?
I don't remember that. I was
Well,
talking
are
about food.
you with me? You're gonna just lead me blindly into like the darkness of an unknown portal that the Queen of Thieves has to open because only she knows where Mouse is?
Yeah.
You're so blinded by this need to rewrite the past is the past. You have become so much more than this one stain on your record.
But every day I have to live with the fact that she is still down there somewhere, just, I don't know, being ripped apart by demons.
You've killed so many more people. You've killed a whole courtyard full of paladins, and you sleep totally fine with that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to try to atone for your mistakes. But what I'm saying is letting this lady that's been toying with us since day one, and you're just gonna walk through a portal and you're gonna drag us with you. You're gonna have 4 lost souls instead of 1.
Yeah. Remember, I wouldn't even give my soul up to Orcus. I'm not giving it up for free to find Mouse.
And look, it's okay that we have this discussion. Just understand that I'm not coming from a place of dismissing that need to save Mouse. If there's a chance that we can save Mouse, I'm for it. But giving her the throne is just not on the cards.
And I think that comes without the idea that it's just about George. I think overall, regardless of George, giving her the throne is not a smart thing just to get one person back.
I have an idea.
I'm listening.
Mary.
If we can find the location of Mouse through other means, then once this is all done, I mean, we have to close that portal, but,
Takk.
or do you,
I want
Vi er på andre siden av fjellet.
Mouse, if this is your personal stake, then I will do everything I can.
Nei,
But
Hallo.
you also have to understand that I'm not just
Du prøver
willing
mer
to
Baldur's Gate?
sacrifice everything to protect you.
Ja, det kan vi sikkert.
To make a choice too, where it's gonna mean, like my father.
hvor lenge er det du jobber i
expects
Mossa?
Now this.
Jeg er ferdig nå. Neste uke skal jeg jobbe i Oslo igjen.
Because I saw that thing through your words. And it sounds scary. It sounds so scary.
Ja, Åssen
And
ligger det an med
Demons
kjøkkenet
keep
deres, da,
talking
eller
to
er det
me.
bare å
If there's
vente på
anything that my
fagfolk?
father taught me is that demons need to.
Akkurat nå så må jeg skjøte den varmekabelen som vi klarte å skade, som han tullingen som la når han bygde huset her, la under kjøkkenbenken. Så jeg må skjøte den, og så må rørleggeren komme. Vi vil gjøre klar røra. Og så skal vi fikse litt mer på veggene. Og så er det bare å vente på kjøkkenet. Eller snekkeren skal komme, en snekker jeg bruker som skal komme og fikse noen sånne nye plater og sånn på veggene, og så kommer kjøkkenet.
Har du bilde av kjøkkenet? Det er vel sånn ferdig greie, eller?
Det kommer folk og setter det opp.
Ja, men dere vet hvordan det ser ut?
Ja, jeg har lagd tegninger og sånn. Skal se om jeg finner brosjyren etterpå, så kan jeg sende bilder. Lager bedre sti borti. Se på streamen på Discord. Se om du kjenner denne lyden. Som jeg har laget en sånn maskin her som lager hver gang jeg tråkker på. Ser du på?
Ja.
Kjente du den lyden?
Jeg hørte den ikke, det var for lavt.
Åja, lavt. Prøv å øke stream-volum da.
Ja, prøv nå da. Spilleren, jeg vet ikke om jeg hører hele lyden da.
Hører du ikke hele? Virkelig. Ja, det er i hvert fall når du åpner en secret til Zelda.
Ja, jeg tror ikke jeg hadde kjent den, jeg har nesten ikke spilt det.
Ja. Ved Zelda så er det mer sånn litt lysere toner. Er det du som har pyntet den lamaen, Linnea? Ja. Da kan man ri på lamaen. Designet til Linnea. Oi! Du har tatt noen... ja. En sånn blokk av 64 emeralds. Emeralds er som penger i Minecraft, vet du. Derfor det forsvant så mye. Ja, jeg kan hoppe ut her, så kan jeg starte Baldur's Gate. Well, I'm gonna play some Baldur's Gate 3 now, so I'm gonna restart the stream in that game.